I want to fucking kill myself. First of all, why is Floch so sexy? Like, I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay. So, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Okay. Floch is a fascist. He is. Okay, like... He is, but, we'll talk more about this in the, manga reader-only section. But he is a fascist. Like, he is. It's true. But he's right. He's right. I'm sorry. And that's not even a spoiler for anime-onlys. Like, he's right. These are people who have conspired against fucking Paradis. Yelena especially. Okay, Onyonkopon didn't. But, his pride is like, yeah, I'd rather die, So, okay, well, freaking Floch is calling him out on that. You'd rather die for real? Okay, well, rip. But that was so heartbreaking. On Yokopon's, like, speech. He's like, you guys are xenophobic, like, you're gonna wipe out the rest of the world. You know what I fucking hate? You know what I can't stand? When the bad guy in the movie or whatever is like, oh, what, you're gonna kill me? Like, the bad guy who wreaks havoc, right? He kills civilians. He kills, so many people. He's just a fucking evil fucking person. And the bad guy's like, what, you're gonna kill me now? How does that make you any better than me? Bitch! This is self-defense! This is retribution. What do you mean? Oh, it makes you no better than me for you to turn your gun against... Oh, you're gonna chastise me for killing people? Well, if you kill me, then you killed someone too. Bitch! That is not the same thing. That is not the same thing. Killing a menace is not the same as killing, like, innocents and, like, civilians and, like, a bunch of, like, soldiers for no reason. Killing someone who threatens the safety of your regime, it sucks, and, like, if things could be honky-dory kumbaya, then that would be great, but this isn't that. This is like, oh my god, I just can't. I hate when like Superman beats the villain and he's like, no, I'm not gonna kill you. Okay, and then like two movies later, that villain is still alive and wreaking more havoc. In not killing the villain, whoever that villain moves on to kill next, you're partially responsible for that. I won't say you're responsible for that, but you could have prevented those innocent people dying, right, in the future. Anyways, I'm getting way off topic here. Let's talk about what happened this episode, right? Now, I wanted to say I was bored and stuff, but I wasn't. I was not bored watching this. I really was. I went in wanting to be. I went in wanting to hate it. I went in, like, fuck, like, okay. This section's gonna be safe for anime onlys, but if you're an anime only, you should know that Brown's Magic hates the ending of Attack on Titan. Brown's Magic is a manga reader, okay? But I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, like what happens. Even though you guys probably already know, how could you avoid knowing? But I won't spoil it for you. I'll just say that, like, I hate it. That's why my opinions are formulated around that. But that's why I say I want it to be bored. That's just context for you. I wanted to be bored, but I wasn't. I don't know if it was how it was directed, but I wasn't bored. So let's go scene by scene. So we get some Hanji, like, sniper action, right? We get Levi, in the forest. I'm so glad they didn't fucking cut the scene, I never shipped Levi Han until, like, this moment. In the manga, like, I never shipped it. I never got it, but until this moment, it all clicked for me, right? Like, in, like, season 1 or whatever, when you first meet Levi or whatever, he grabs Hanji's hair, and he's like, I see a aberrant titan right here. And I was more in the, like, ooh, I wish you would grab me like that, like, phase of my life. I'm sorry. We all have been there. Most of us have been there. Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. And, like, I never understood why people shipped Levi Han. But this right here is when I was like, okay, yeah, like, Levi Han, I see it. I get it now. Like, I wouldn't say I ship it. I don't know how to put it, but I get it. I really understand it, and I'm fond of it. As you know, I'm not a shipper. I'm not big on the shipping, but, like, this, I liked that, and that was cute, and that was wholesome. Hanji's like, we could abandon the duty as soldiers and just live in the forest together. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you and say Levi isn't sexy. I'm not gonna do it. It's not going to happen. Hey, anime onlys, we got like the whole alliance like gathering up, getting together, right? I wonder what's gonna happen when Levi meets Annie, right? After killing Squad Levi? Ooh, that's a reunion I'm looking forward to. He's so hell-bent on killing Zeke, right? Because it was one of Erwin's final orders, right? That's why he's so hell-bent on killing Zeke. But also because the sheer amount of damage Zeke did to the Survey Corps. He killed the rest of the Survey Corps. Pretty much. He wiped them out with the rocks. Remember? He wiped them the fuck out. And he almost killed Zeke, but Pete, stepped in and saved him or whatever. Remembering season 1, Annie wipes out Squad Levi. She does. I'm really curious to see if Levi's got that smoke for Annie too. But anyways, no hate. Okay, I want to talk about Mikasa. Because this scene is just so, it's not really talked about, and I feel like it should be. When Mikasa meets Louise again, right? The little girl who's been following her blindly. I don't know if you guys are Mikasa stans or what. I don't really know, but there is something just so cold-hearted about this scene that I can just not get over. Louise is set up to be this microcosm of Aramika, right? She's characterized as this girl who's just infatuated with Mikasa because she saved her that day, right? So she follows her into the military. Blindly, quite literally, blindly infatuated with Mikasa. With receiving literally no sort of affection in return, right? It's a microcosm. It's a small parallel to Aramika, Louise and Mikasa's relationship. So she's set up here to really just show Mikasa how blindly and how clingy, how, I don't know the word. There's a specific word, but her mind is just so fixated. The word was preoccupied. She's so preoccupied with Eren all the time. Right? And so this character Louise is placed here to show Mikasa, hey, this is what you are. To the point where she just will follow him wherever he goes, right? And that's Louise to Mikasa. So you have to imagine this in real time. Mikasa takes off the what is it, the coat, sweater, scarf? She takes the fucking scarf off. After Eren's disappointed her one final time, takes the scarf off. I'm just a slave following Eren. Folds it, puts it down. Goes to sleep, sleeps on it, in the morning, immediately goes looking for it, right? And figures this Louise girl has it, and comes to the hospital. She finds her in the hospital, and Louise explains to her, hey, I'm dying. There's fragments of Thunder Spirit in my spleen right now, and I'm dying. And yeah, I'm wearing your sweater, but Eren said it was going in the garbage anyway, so yeah, I'm wearing it, yeah. But did I mention that I'm dying? And Mikasa's take my fucking scarf off, you stupid bitch, and die. Okay, obviously she doesn't say that, but she's completely callous and cold to this girl who looks up at her, to her suffering, completely callous, disregarding, just, ugh. And this is our hero? This is our protagonist? Give it back. Hello? She hugged Gabby after Gabby killed Sasha. This girl takes a scarf. Louise takes a scarf. Absolutely, no fucking, no, not a care in the world. Because it's just right. Anyways, so can I have my scarf back? Oh, that's sad that you're dying. Can I have my scarf? She's rest in peace. Anyways, my scarf. So we're getting really this battle of Mikasa trying to free herself from being Eren's follower. I don't know how to word any of this because I'm trying really hard to not offend Aramika shippers, which I know I shouldn't be doing, but I'm trying to choose my words very wisely because I know that they come in mobs, right? And they're going to be in the comments. She is a willing... Well, actually, do we really know that? Because Eren said it's her Ackerman powers that make her follow him and protect him all the time. But she says it's because it's him. Because he saved her that day, and yada yada, which is kind of what Louise is kind of saying, right? So maybe Mikasa's being so like cold and callous to Louise because it's a look in the mirror. After Aaron calls her out, hey, like, you're a slave, bro. You're my slave. Like, you're a fucking slave. Calls her out, makes her cry. And then here's this girl, I will follow you to the edge of the earth because you saved me that day. So it's probably just like rubbing it in Mikasa's face. Like, it's a look in the mirror. Like, this is what you are. But probably worse. I don't think Louise would be that fucking cold and callous. And wait, who remembers in season 1 when, like, I forgot who was asking to be, like, saved or something? Somebody was, like, I'm pretty sure it was, like, during, somewhere close to Reeves, right? When Reeves was trying to fit his carriage through the gate and it wouldn't go, so people were still dying. Somebody was like, oh yeah, like, it was close to that. It wasn't that episode, I don't think, but somebody was like, oh, can you, like, help me? Can you save me? Or some shit like that. And Mikasa was like, I only have room in my heart for, like, 2 people. Go fuck yourself. And she said something like, sorry, I'm running out of cares to give, or some shit like that. It was like, damn. Like, this is a soldier? Like, okay, girl. I can't remember what she said verbatim, but she was like, I'm running out of spots in my heart. Like, I already have people in my life that I care about, and I'm running out of spots to, like, care about anymore. Like, there's no spots left. She said some shit like that. Like, dead ass. And I was like, damn. And can we just talk about Falco? Like, he's such a fucking good boy. It sounds like I'm talking about a dog, but, like, no. I like him a lot, you know? I'm sorry. It's just, he's just such a good character. Like, he is humanity's best, like, person. Like, just a genuine, kind-hearted, open-hearted, normal boy. And it makes me kind of hate the fact that he likes Gabby. Like, fuck. Like, there's no better, like, girl out there. But that's the thing. Like, nice guys usually like bitches. And then, like, horrible guys usually like sweet girls, right? That's usually how that shit works. He's just so freaking cute. Like, I cannot. Oh, look at him. Look at his little hands. Anyway, my little brother is 9. And I swear to God, if somebody tried to pull the shit that Connie pulled on my little brother, his name's Tyler, somebody tried to pull that shit on my little brother, no, it wouldn't. He'd be like, no, actually, I won't go with you anywhere. The hospital? Nope. No. Oh, we're just gonna brush her teeth. Can you do that? And I love the expression Falco makes, because he knows it's bullshit. He knows. He literally knows that he is not expected to brush this Titan's teeth. He knows there is some kind of foul fucking play going on right here, right now. He knows. And guess what? He's gonna do it anyway. He's going to brush the Titan's teeth anyway. He's like, oh, well, okay. Let's see what happens to me. Man, I fucking hate Connie. Like, I just fucking hate him. I hate him. And I feel like he was talking to us. Fuck, I should have screenshotted that. When he's like, hey, you're in your fucking moral high ground. Of course you don't understand me wanting to feed this bitch to my mom. Oh my god, I just called Falco a bitch on accident. Sorry. But, yeah, he's like, yeah, you're fucking sitting up there on your high horse. Of course you wouldn't understand how I feel. And I felt like he was talking to us, you know, because I feel like the fandom has a lot of shit to say about Connie, but I don't care. I don't care. Connie's dumb. Connie's a dumbass. I hate him. Sorry. And did you peep what he said to Falco when Falco put 2 and 2 together? And he's like, oh, you brought me here because, like, Gabby shot Sasha or whatever. And Connie's like, oh, no, yeah, I get it. It was just like, you know, in the heat of the war, that happens sometimes. Right? So he says this consoling ass information to Falco, a little kid, yet for his friend Aaron, he had all the fucking smoke in the world. It's your fault Sasha died. You motherfucker, right? It's you. You did this. You're the reason Sasha's dead. And then the duo that killed her, oh, yeah, just got caught up in war. That's just what happens when war, you know, comes across. Even Sasha's dad was like, yeah, this is what happens when children wander in the forest too long. He doesn't blame anyone for Sasha's death. He's like, this is the result of the circumstances. This is the result of the world we live in. Yet you have Connie Eren, you're a piece of shit. I hate you. Sasha died because of you. And her own parents are like, we don't blame any person. We blame the circumstances. We blame this world we live in. And we blame the cycle of children wandering in forests, you know? And it's like, well, fuck. Why does Connie have all the smoke in the world? Anyway, I enough talking about Connie. I hate Connie. I like how it's made obvious in the story, and Armin says himself that he was not Erwin's replacement. Like, technically, it came down to a choice between him and Erwin. So, in being the choice, he's, you know, seen to be Erwin's replacement. But in the context of the series, the replacement to Erwin is either Eren or Floch, honestly. It just is. It just is. Who is innovating? Who is making shit happen? Who is sacrificing shit to get things done in this story? It's Eren and it's Floch. Armin is not doing anything. You know, he tries to kill himself in this episode, and it's like, okay, well, this is the first thing you've tried to do since you blew up the port in Marley. You know, and it just reminds me of the conversation him and Mikasa have, where he yells at her, right? And she doesn't even console him when he's like, yeah, I should be dead. Like, Erwin should have been chosen. Mikasa's like, no comment. It's like, okay, girl, like, we get it. You're worried about your scarf. You're worried that your love interest hates you, right? Because that's what he said. Cool. Like, we get it. But here's your friend, Armin, saying his life doesn't matter. You know what? If Armin would have said that to Historia... okay, I'm not trying to start shit in the comments. But if Armin would have said that shit to Historia, like, I shouldn't have been the choice. Like, I shouldn't be alive, it should be Erwin. Historia would have made him feel better. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. He states, when somebody says they shouldn't be born, I want to tell them that, yes, they should have. But, you know, take that with a grain of salt, because, like, she also said, like, when Armin and John were pretending to be Eren and her, when they got kidnapped or whatever, Eren's like, oh, yeah, like, aren't you worried about Armin who took your place? And she's like, no, I don't see a reason why I should be. She's like, sorry, I'm not Krista, I'm Historia, like, I don't give a fuck. This was one of my favorite shots. Like, honestly, if there was no subtitles on, like, 3 seconds before, this would have been the perfect shot, in my opinion. Oh my god, it's just so good. It just shows you, like, what the island is now. It's a fascist regime. And, okay, let me just finish talking to you anime onlys. Like, this is really long. I'm so sorry. But, the pie scene with Annie, annoying. Like, who cares? Not funny. I didn't laugh. My mouth didn't even stretch a little bit. John is impeccable. Love his character. Love his character development, man. Like, just, he's great. He is great. Like, you can see the turmoil. He is at war with himself. Sure, like, Eren isn't doing the... You know, the net happiness, you know, the world all losing their lives sucks. But our happiness, that would be great. You know, so do we choose the net, the overall happiness? Or do we be selfish and choose our own happiness? You know, and he brings up Marco. He's like, yeah, this pile of ashes would never forgive me, right? Just like with the fucking, what made him join the Survey Corps, right? John was so cool this episode, and I just love his fucking dialogue and his characterization, just everything. Perfect. You know, if a certain someone didn't exist, I would say that John was the gas character this episode. Like, I have no complaints, but I have to say, my fucking baby daddy Floch was the gas character this episode. I am sorry. I'm so sorry. But he's getting shit done. Like, he is... I'm sorry, I can't. Eren gave him a role, and he fucking went with it. He fucking went with that. He dedicated his fucking heart and his life to this shit. And you can see it. Anyways, bye anime onlys. This is for my manga only. Fucking manga only. What the fuck? My manga readers. Okay. Bye. If you're an anime only, you better be gone, because I'm gonna start talking right now. Floch is so fucking sexy. I'm so fucking mad. Bro, I'm so mad. Oh my god. You know, what I really like is this fucking scene right here. When he's like, where is Mikasa? Because knowing what happens at the end, that this chick is gonna, you know, slice Eren up. Oh my god, this is just the perfect foreshadowing. Like, oh my goodness. I love this so much. Floch. He's so hot. Wait, I'm down bad. I'm down bad for John and Floch. And if the characters John and Floch weren't here, this would have been another snooze fest. I'm not kidding. I did not laugh at the pie scene. I did not laugh at the brush teeth thing. I was not laughing. You know, I like Falco. And I like John. And Floch is just... He's just there getting shit done. Like, he is. I can't remember how exactly I felt during these chapters, but I remember missing Eren. Honestly, I was in my resting Mikasa. I was like, I just want Eren, bro. You know, the only thing, like, I understand how, like, much of a catch-22 this shit is, right? How could you possibly live a long, happy life knowing that the billions of other people in the world died for you, you know? And then at the other hand, how can you possibly kill the person that you've loved all your life, who's saving the people that you've known all your life, right? How could you possibly choose between those two things? But the thing is, I like how John and Floch are at least thinking. John's doing a lot of thinking, which could piss some people off, right? That you know, like, you're thinking too much, you know, Hamlet, whatever. But Floch is thought and action. And I think that's why the Jaegerists are in power. Because they need someone to take control. You know, it sucks that he's, like, a fascist or whatever. Like, you know, he's kind of scary. You know, he's building his authority with fear, right? And the way the series ends, it's just like the fascists were right. You know, like, how am I supposed to be mad at Floch if he was right? How am I supposed to be mad at someone doing something in self-defense? Like, how are you going to tell me that it's wrong? That, like, if a stranger slaps you in the face and tells you, I'm going to kill you, if you then turn around and kill them, how is that wrong? How is it wrong to assume that someone who tells you they're going to kill you, to assume that they're being honest? I'm going to kill you. They are going to kill you, you know? And then you take the necessary precautions to make sure that doesn't happen. Killing them. Like, I can't. I cannot. I can't. And I like how even Hanji understands that if she takes a step in Paradise with Levi, they're dead meat. She says it. So even she's intuitive enough to know that they are not welcome back in Paradise. And guess what? Historia is queen right now. She's still queen. And yet somehow you want me to believe the peace ambassadors for peace who are going to save the world, who, quote, saved the last 20% of the world. You want me to believe they're welcome back in Paradise? You want me to believe Mikasa was welcome back in Paradise? She's not an ambassador for the world, but she somehow gets to live in Paradise. Huh? What? How does that make sense? Like, people will always ignore the shit that doesn't make sense. There is no suspending belief when it comes to stuff like this because it's just that unrealistic. You know? I'm just over it. Like, whatever. Like, I am at like 30% hope for AOE. You know, I don't think it's gonna happen, but it has to, you know? Like, it can't not happen because this shit just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So let's just, you know, fingers crossed, AOE will happen. I'll see you guys next week. Ugh.